Hello everybody, this is Renee from Paramount Solutions Incorporated. We are a small private psychic line located in Orlando, Florida. Our readers are throughout the United States. We have excellent readers. We focus on clairvoyant readings. Some of our readers can use tarot cards. Some of them are psychic mediums. It just kind of depends on what you're looking for. We have all different sorts of readers and we'd love to help you out. We actually had some questions come up from last week. We were actually talking about soulmates. And a lady actually said somewhere on one of our feeds, be it YouTube or on our Facebook Live feed, which you can find us on YouTube under Psychic Readings by Paramount Solutions. We would love to see you there. You can subscribe to our feed and give us a thumbs up. We would always appreciate that. Anyway, the last week, the lady actually asked us how to learn to love herself. I think that she had stated that she was going through some really rough times at her job. And she's not a client of ours, but we just wanted to take her question and kind of work with it because we really do feel like learning to love yourself is a way to increase intuition because you will basically have more confidence in your thoughts and actions, and it'll help push you forward a little bit more spiritually so you can have more intuition and help yourself. I actually spent a lot of time today even looking things up and just trying to really help answer that question because I think that we all go through this. I think this is a very common theme for anyone who is on a spiritual path or any kind of path in life, is sometimes you are happier than other times with your current path, and that's definitely something to consider. Anyway, I wanted to offer a few different ways to help push you forward on your spiritual path. Considering how much time each one of us spends with ourselves, we definitely want to forgive ourselves in order to give us peace so we can actually move on and have a productive life and be happy. It can be kind of a long process if you are doing this, or it could be shorter. It just kind of depends on where you're at. And certainly different times in your life do test you out on this more than other times. Hello, getting some followers. We always appreciate that. Nice to see you here. One of the first things that I thought about is possibly changing your inner dialogue. Let's say if you are in a rough situation with your job or with some other situation in your life, try to take the negative words out and try to focus on the positive, to just try to lift up at least your thoughts or your speaking actions in order to have a more positive projectile, and then hopefully more positively comes back to you. I know that there's a million different situations that can be in. I think that The Secret, the book, actually is the best book that I have personally read about changing inner dialogue. And it basically is talking about if you are projecting some negativity out, then it's kind of likely to come back to you. So in other words, change your dialogue. For instance, for me, I used to say to anyone leaving my house, be careful on the way home, which is actually a nice thing to say. However, it was projecting that something might happen. And I don't want to project that on somebody that I love or somebody who's leaving my home. And so what I say now is have a great night, or have safe travels. Stuff like, just stuff that actually safe travels wouldn't fit in. But have a great evening. I hope everything's wonderful on your trip home. Something like that instead of something more negative. But you can definitely read The Secret and or listen to their, hi Ontario. You can definitely listen to or watch the DVD of The Secret. That would definitely help out in more describing what I mean by having more positive dialect. Know that there's no one in the world like you. You are special, unique, and you have gifts to offer the world. It doesn't matter where you're at in the whole entire, spectrum of people that are out there. You do have something positive to offer. Be it just being a nice person, that can probably, help you out, and that can also help other people out. You have to evaluate your actions in order to keep moving forward, to be totally in love with yourself. If you have any actions that are actually holding you back, you can evaluate those and then find a way to drop those and to bring more positive into your life. Deal with a woman going through midlife crisis. That sounds like a reader question, because that's going to be picking up on the other person's question. That can be kind of a little bit more personal than what I can probably give you, Keith. I'm sorry. That one, is A lot of times when dealing with somebody going through a midlife crisis is you don't really know what their end result's going to be. You don't know if they are going to, what they're going to want to make themselves happy. And sometimes they can be really, really selfish going through that. So I would definitely say that could be a reader question, but I would say have patience. That would be my other thing. So you can evaluate your actions and see if your goals to bring positive energy to your life, if your actions on your daily basis are going to bring positivity. For instance, you could go and give yourself some space. You know you're human, you need your space. Everybody makes mistakes. You can forgive yourself and move forward. You can also do something that can help you push forward in increasing your vibrational energy and also in making yourself happier. I recommend yoga. You can go for a walk, gardening, meditation, painting, reading, volunteering, something that makes you feel good and that will also make that you love, something that you love, and you have to do that as often as possible, or if you can do it as often as possible. And it doesn't have to be something that costs money. You can definitely definitely walking out your door, as long as you live in a safer area, or even you could go, maybe go to a safer area at a park or somewhere else like that, and just go and walk in nature. That really helps to increase your vibration and make you a little bit more in love with yourself, because once you have that pride in yourself, I think that really helps. Let's see. Forgive yourself for your past. We all make mistakes. We are all human. Recognize and feel the pain of the mistakes or the pain of your past, and then allow yourself to grieve that, and then find a way to move on. That can actually take a long time. That seems like a little bit, it's kind of a lot for like one step, but definitely identifying things that could be dragging you down or even in your psyche that, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I did that, or this happened to me. Allow yourself to grieve it, accept it, and move on. There's a lot of different ways to do that. And then sometimes if you're in a really difficult situation, let's say you've had, some sort of abuse in your past or crimes committed against you, sometimes going to a counselor and or medical professional to help you will be really the way to go for that, because that can be a lot of healing. That's one area that we don't go into as psychics. We do try to help as much as possible and as much as, we can. However, there are certain areas that psychics really, you can ask them, but it's not going to be as helpful as a medical professional. Let's see. This is a big one. Only allow people into your life who are bringing positivity. This can be hard because sometimes you will have jobs or, something in your life where you have to see somebody who's maybe not bringing positivity in your life. Definitely being able to cut those people either out of the picture for a little while or for a long time, or limiting the amount of time that you have with that person can definitely help. Now, that's not always feasible in every single situation. However, definitely recommend staying away from anybody who is bringing you down as much as possible. Know that you're feeling whatever feeling you are having. If you're not happy with your current situation, it is ultimately temporary. We have many situations in life. We move, we change jobs, different things happen. And it's, there's everything. It seems like there's so many phases. I'm kind of, just over the 40 mark here. And it just seems like I've had a lot of phases in my life. And most of it's been temporary. And some of them are good and some of them are bad. That's why we have to be thankful for the good times and, and really, really have faith during the bad times in order to push forward. Another good thing to do is not compare yourself to others. That's important. Comparing yourself to others can be very, very difficult. They're on a different journey or path. They have different challenges. Everybody has different challenges spiritually, mentally, financially, the whole, with their jobs. Everybody has different challenges. It's very, very difficult to push yourself forward if you're sitting there comparing yourself to someone else. They might seem like they have their life completely together and things are absolutely perfect, but generally speaking, they definitely will have their own challenges too. So it's a matter of having faith in yourself and that you will be moving on, and that even if you're not currently happy with your situation, you can move on. The last one that I have is actually probably my own most difficult thing, and that is learning how to have healthy boundaries. And boundaries can set limits for yourself. So these would be more like internal boundaries. Like, for instance, I always want to go to bed before 10:30, and setting that boundary for yourself. Either setting the alarm on your phone or making sure that you're always in on time, so you have it so it's realistic that you'll go to bed by 10:30. Something like that. It can definitely make you happier if you're definitely having a more of a schedule and definitely getting in bed, getting correct sleep. The other thing, you could also be like, I want to work out 3 days a week. I want to work out 4 days a week, whatever. I want to work out every day, whatever kind of boundary you want to have for yourself, but stick to it. It can also be external boundaries. For instance, when somebody wants you to do something that you necessarily do not want to do, have the ability to say no. As I said, these are always my hardest things because I also deal with boundaries. I think that we all deal with crossing our boundaries and, but if you have it there and you know your boundary and you stick to it, that's actually a very positive thing and direction towards learning to love yourself. If you need help, don't worry about asking for help. There are people who can help you out there, be it counselors. We can help with certain things psychically and metaphysically. However, sometimes you do need more help than what we can provide, and we don't mind that. We always know that. But I would definitely, know that sometimes is you need to ask for help in order to move forward on this. So be sure to look for the right time of help in your area. Anyway, just wanted to check in with the Facebook Live and say hello to everybody, and I hope that you all are doing well. The reason why we did this specific, question is also because of Valentine's Day coming up. It can be a little bit difficult if you don't necessarily have a significant a loved one here, and or if you are dealing with grief. I actually also spent earlier today, I actually shared 4 books on our blog, which is at thepsychicline.com/blog, just on grief and dealing with grief, because I know that this is a very, very tough time of year for a lot of people. So we want to help you in any way we can dealing with grief if that's your thing. Anyway, we hope that you are all well, and we are wrapping it up. Call us if you would like a reading at 1-800-966-2294. We would love to hear from you. Take care. Bye-bye.